All right, if you're a manager, you've got one main goal, right? To get the absolute best out of your team. But what if I told you the old playbook? It's just not cutting it anymore. Today, we're going to dive into a leadership style that is a total game changer. We're talking about coaching for performance.
You know, for the longest time, management was pretty simple. The boss tells you what to do, and you do it. Easy. But in the world we live in now, super fast-paced, always changing, that whole top-down thing, it's not just old-fashioned. It's actually holding companies back. It's a real bottleneck.
So what's the fix? Well, the proof, as they say, is in the pudding. Or, in this case, the numbers. Check this out. A whopping 90% of employees say their performance gets better after they've had some coaching. And we're not talking about a tiny little improvement here. This is a huge thumbs up from the people who are actually on the front lines, doing the work. And hey, this isn't just about making people feel good. This hits the bottom line, hard. Companies that really go all in on a coaching style, they see their financial performance jump 2 to 3 times higher than everyone else. So this isn't some fluffy, nice-to-have perk. No way. This is a serious, legitimate competitive advantage. Okay, so we see the incredible numbers, but what's really going on behind the scenes? What's making all this happen? Well, let's get into what we call the coaching advantage. The best way to think about coaching is, it's not just one thing you do. It's more like a catalyst. It sets off a chain reaction. See, when you really invest in helping your team grow, they get more committed. And that commitment, it builds way stronger, more positive relationships. Suddenly, you've got smarter, more capable people on your team who, by the way, make fewer mistakes. It's this awesome upward spiral. Okay, coaching sounds fantastic, right? But let's be honest, it's a word that gets thrown around all the time. So what does it actually, mean? What does it look like day to day? Let's nail down a really clear definition. Fundamentally, coaching is a partnership. That's the key. And look at the words here. Trusting relationship, jointly clarify, action plans. See the theme? It's all about collaboration. This isn't about you barking orders. It's about figuring out the path forward together. I love this quote because it just cuts through all the business speak. It gets right to the heart of it. Really great coaching sends one crystal clear message to your people. You matter. The work you do matters. And honestly, is there any better way to show someone you're invested in them, not just the work they produce, but in them as a person? Okay, so we know it's a powerful tool, but should you be using it all the time? Knowing exactly when to step into that coaching role is key, and you might be surprised just how many situations it's perfect for. A lot of people think coaching is just for when someone's messing up, right? For poor performance. But that's so not true. It's a tool for the entire employee journey. Think about it. You can use it to get a new person up to speed or to build up the confidence of someone who's stepping into a bigger role. And check out that last one. It's one of the best ways to keep your rock stars motivated and performing at their peak. It's not just about fixing things. It's about building things. All right, this is the part you've been waiting for. The how-to. It's great to talk about the what and the why, but how do you actually do this stuff? Let's get super practical and walk through the playbook for your very next coaching conversation. Okay, here it is. Your 6-step roadmap. First, you've got a plan. No winging it. Then, you start on a positive note. Create a good vibe. But the real secret sauce? That's steps 3, 4, and 5. This is where you really listen, you keep the conversation on track, and this is the big one. You guide. You don't just give answers. That's the moment you stop being just a manager and start being a coach. And then, of course, you wrap it all up with a clear plan. And that right there, that's the absolute biggest mental shift you have to make. Look at the difference. A typical manager just gives you the answer, but a great coach, they help you find the answer for yourself. And that one little change is everything. It's the difference between someone who always needs you and someone who takes real ownership of their work. So if you're going to take away just one single thing from all of this, let it be this. This is the core idea that holds it all together. At the end of the day, coaching completely changes what it means to be a manager. You're not just managing a to-do list anymore. You're a champion for people's potential. Your real job is to let your team know, without a doubt, that you're in their corner, and you're there to help them be the absolute best they can possibly be. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question. A challenge, really. Think about your team right now. Who's one person, just one, that you could have a real coaching conversation with this week? Whose potential could you help unlock? You have the playbook. Now it's time to use it.